Ugh. Greetings, friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your rears. It's a funny joke. Yes, it is. Don't fight me on this. Man, I didn't put much effort into my makeup tonight. It was just mascara on there. A little bit of eyeliner. That's it. I didn't try very hard. It's very warm in here, so we're gonna see if having my air conditioner on is too noisy. We'll see. We'll find out. We'll find out together. Sorry, I'm just like looking at myself. I did not put much effort into my makeup at all. Well. Can you hear my air conditioner running? It's not super noisy to me, but the mic might pick it up. Thank you. The little guy for the mic is like, oh, it might be noisy, which is a bummer because it's very warm in my apartment. It is currently 88 degrees outside, and okay, like, some background noise isn't the worst thing, but like, I have the sun coming directly into these windows right now, and like, if I hold my hand to those curtains, they're black because of my blackout curtains, I could, oh boy, those are some steamy curtains. I have freeze-dried strawberry for pre-stream snack. Oh, that's good. I love to have a snack. Hi! My nails are so long right now. See, observe how long all of my nails are. Well, that's good. If it sounds like something that could like not bothersome noise, I will leave my air conditioner on for now because it's hot. Just like claw. This is gonna be my first stream with my new keyboard and mouse. I'm just gonna... This is my new keyboard. It's a mechanical keyboard. Oh boy. Oh gosh. Oh jeez. Sorry, I actually typed things, and then things changed on my screen. But yeah. Miss Whiskey does love the nail scritches. It is freeze-dried strawberries. It's good to snack on. They're just a little crunchy, a little tart. It's the good stuff. It is a tasty-looking keyboard. And then my mouse is actually a wireless mouse, and I've had a few issues trying to, like, get it across the actual screen, so we'll see how this goes. Yeah! Hi, by the way. I think the keyboard will be fine. The keyboard will be fine. It might be a little noisy for y'all, but I love it, so I guess it's just going to be a feature in my streams, is that I have a noisy keyboard. The mouse, I don't know if I love yet. It's... Like, I increased the cursor speed on my settings, and it still is a little... Yeah, it's not a bug, it's a feature. If you can't fix it, feature it. So it's going to be super noisy, and that's just, like, something you're going to have to expect in a Cryptfly stream, is that, you know, when she presses a key. Absolutely. Yeah, the keyboard does make the brain go brrr, because, it's noisy. Also, many... Trying to get... If I can remember the... What is that, like... Many... Hold on. Lighting effects. Whoa. It's fancy. Oh, and then they just randomize. I'm just gonna be doing this for a while. Yeah, I got this, and I was like, this will be just the fine keyboard for me. I don't need to do anything with it. And then I found out that it actually has hot swappable switches, so I could switch out switches at any time. I'm like, oh dear. I have to find what setting I had it on before. Whoa. What setting did I have it? It was like some kind of... wave? But it wasn't rainbow. It was just a one color wave. It wasn't that either. No, too fast. No, goofy. Well, this is just steady on. That's fine. That's fine. I was trying to explain mechanical keyboards to my mother yesterday. And like I had to talk about like the lighting, and she's like, I absolutely could not deal with the lighting at all. It would be way too distracting. It would freak me out. I can't do it. And for the most part, I agree. I cannot do weird lighting. So all the weird lighting things is just to like show off to stream, to show all of the cool weird things my keyboard can do. It's not staying like that. It's staying just plain lit. Oh, I can turn my ring light on again. Yeah. Also, I just don't want to solder, so hot swappable is great. And, very cute. I looked at some keycaps on, Etsy that cost as much as the keyboard itself. And we'll see if I'm actually getting a, resin space bar that is filled with real flowers. We'll see. It might happen. Because it was very pretty. Oh, Whiskey. Are you okay? Are you dying of heat? No? You just want to look like it. Okay. She has a cooling pad in one of her cat beds, and now she won't go near it. She simply won't do it. No, the light is just a feature on this particular mechanical keyboard. The mechanical keyboard is, the clickety-clack is the way that the keys interact with the board, with the, like, mechanics itself. So the switches are the mechanical part. The lights is just, like, extra and show up a lot. Yeah. I really like mechanical keyboards because I just, like, get the feedback. I've done so much more writing since I have gotten this on my computer because it's just, like, just a little bit more like a typewriter. It feels like I'm really doing something. So, it's really nice. Although, obviously, these switches way less than a typewriter does, because a typewriter key, of course, has to, like, swing up an entire arm to write a letter, so they weigh that much more. But yeah, the clickety-clack is very good. It makes my brain happy, so yeah. Well, I guess I've been fucking around for 15 whole minutes. God. Let's see if I can make my light. Oh, no, that's the wrong setting. Oh, no! I didn't mean it! No. No. I pressed the wrong button. Fuck. Okay. Ah. There we go. No. I'm failing. Yeah, I can just leave it on one of these. You know, we can just... This would be so bad. Oh my god, oh. There's no earthly way of knowing. God. Okay, no. Where's the plane? Where's the plane? There. I was gonna try to do warm. Mass Effect Disco Edition! Yeah. Yeah, okay, that looks better. I look less weird. I don't know. I had just plain white. There's also a million settings on my stupid ring light that I have. There's obviously all of those lights and like weird shit. I'm so sorry to tell everyone that it is a Charlie D'Amelio branded ring light, but it had all these settings that I wanted it, but it has 3 of the white settings. There's pure white, blue white, and warm light, and I'm using warm. Usually I don't because I like to look dead, but I look too dead on this camera. My next thing is getting a better webcam, because this is, iffy. Okay, I'm gonna start Mass Effect going at any time. Alright. Okay, well, she's, a TikTok star. Jesus Christ, sorry, the sound of Mass Effect starting, surprised me. I wasn't... It's rather loud. Yeah, I'm gonna press here, and then go over here, and... Let me... Okay. I'm having a second trying to get this set up. I may have to do some stuff. Give me... Oh my god. Let me simply... Oh my god. There we go. There. Whew. Okay. Alright, it is set up, it is running. I just wanted to change it to borderless rather than full screen on my main screen because last time I did that, I had it on full screen, and then I had to ban some stupid bot from chat, and I had to, like, alt-tab out of here to get all the way over there, so speed's sake. Alright. Welcome back to Mass Effect. We'll get there. Go to the tower. Great. Our only direction. Space! It's out there! Not there, actually. Check out this cop. I don't think he's actually a cop. He's just a standing like one. Elevator rides at the Citadel Tower! Aren't you guys excited for the return of elevators to your lives, of Mass Effect elevators? How long has it been since y'all have seen a Mass Effect elevator? I know I could have taken the rapid transit there. But, didn't. Yeah, well.
Look at that bug thing over there. What's it doing?
Please do not disturb the keepers. Please do not disturb the keepers. Welcome to Presidium Tourism Terminal 2. You are standing near the base of the Citadel Tower, one of the Presidium's most recognizable and important structures. Behind me is the spectacular Relay Monument, a scale model representation of a Prothean mass relay. To your left is one of the keepers, the enigmatic caretakers of the Citadel, working on a control panel.
Once again, I remind everyone that this stream is not spoiler free.
All levels of the Citadel. We ask that you do not interfere with them in any way. The keepers are essential to the smooth operation of the Citadel. Obstructing their daily work will result in harsh penalties, including incarceration and rehabilitation.
I'd like to know more about the keepers.
Oh, I forgot how
Little
pretty
is
she
known
was.
about these peaceful servants of the Citadel, though they are essential to the operation and maintenance
Yeah,
of
what
the
if you
entire
did, like,
station.
you're not getting in their way?
Citadel regulations
But, like, what if you
protect the
just,
keepers
like, a
against
little party
interference
hat,
during
you
the
just put it on
performance
there.
of their tasks. Failure to comply will result in harsh penalties.
It's a secret
Keepers
tool
can be seen in all
that we'll
sections
use
of the
later.
Citadel, but are typically found in and around the tower.
Any particular reason there are so many keepers in this area?
It's the...
The keepers
Never
do
mind.
not communicate with other species. It is assumed, however,
A
that
little
the tower
top hat,
houses
just
the
a little
Citadel's
cute little
primary
one.
control systems.
Be very
Many of the
cute.
station's systems, such as navigation and life support, function automatically. It is believed the keepers operate those systems from inside the tower's inaccessible core. The keepers also make frequent appearances in the council chamber itself, though they appear to be just passing through on their way to some other destination.
Stuck with
Tell me
the-
more about the Relay Monument.
Yeah, tell me more about it.
Discovered by the Asari who first arrived at the Citadel, the Relay Monument is one of the station's most interesting and controversial features. What is the meaning behind this striking piece of art? Is it a tribute to Prothean vanity? A reminder of their conquest of the galaxy through mass relay technology? Or perhaps it is a symbol of unity, a Prothean acknowledgement that the relays would eventually lead other species here to the Citadel. No one can say for sure, making the Relay Monument a favorite topic of discussion
Never
among
mind.
academics and
We'll just
scholars.
leave it. We can leave it.
Tell me about the Citadel Tower.
Housing both
They
the
could get
council
little cabbie
chambers
hats,
and
maybe?
Citadel control, the tower
very
is one of
cute.
the most important buildings on the station. Access to these areas is restricted to those with the appropriate clearance.
What happens in Citadel Control?
Citadel
It's a
control
symbol of
handles
unity,
all
absolutely.
incoming and outbound transit. Every ship within 2,000 kilometers of the Citadel is under the jurisdiction of Citadel Control. At peak capacity, they are responsible for monitoring upwards of 1,000 vessels.
I'd like to hear more about the council chambers.
Sorry, I have to
The
correct my
business of the
septum
Council,
piercing
which
real
often
quick.
has far-reaching effects on the galactic community,
Ugh, there we
is
go.
conducted
I
in a
wasn't picking
room
my
at
nose
the
this
apex
time.
of the Citadel Tower. The council chambers themselves are truly a magnificent sight to behold, though few get to experience the view in person.
It's fine.
Typically, only the councilors, ambassadors, and high-ranking officials, along with various support staff, are allowed access.
What if someone has business with the council?
The average citizen must go through the proper channels if they wish an audience with the council.
Average
This is
citizen.
usually arranged through their respective ambassadors. Even then, few are given access to the actual council chambers. In most cases, the ambassador acts on behalf of the citizen.
I'll brag.
I'm scheduled to have an audience with the council.
Only a handful of visitors to the Citadel are ever granted that privilege. I would be jealous, but that is outside the scope of my programming.
That's a weird...
That's all for
That's
now.
a weird thing for her to be programmed
Thank
to
you
say.
for using Avina.
Hey,
Have a
let's go look at that
pleasant day.
monument. Let's go just, like, take a real quick check. We'll just look at it. Yeah? Ashley? What's...
Art doesn't normally do much for me, but that relay statue, I like.
Anyone else hear that low hum? Sounds like it's coming from that statue. Makes my teeth tingle.
Hey, Caden? Never mind. It's elevator o'clock. It's time.
The council isn't going to ask me any questions, are they?
I doubt it. We've made our reports. Now we just have to trust Ambassador Udina.
Press spacebar to skip? Absolutely not. You guys ready? You guys ready right now? Is your heart ready right now? It's not. Get your heart ready.
Saren's hiding something. Give me more time. Stall them.
Stall the council. Don't be ridiculous. Your investigation is over, Garrus.
Hi.
Commander Shepard, Garrus
I mean,
Vakari.
hello.
I was
Hi.
the
Nice to
officer in
meet you.
charge of the CSEC investigation into Saren.
Yeah, they did make the elevator way shorter. So,
Sounds like you really want to bring him down.
I don't trust him. Something about him rubs me the wrong way. But he's a Spectre. Everything he touches is classified. I can't find any hard evidence.
I think the council's ready for us, Commander.
Good luck, Shepard. Maybe they'll listen to you.
listen, I know who I'm going to romance this whole run. And also, I'm a lesbian. However, hi. How's it going, my man? Hi. Hey, you wanna, never mind. You know what? We gotta go. We have to go. We're busy. I'm sorry. We have to leave. Yes. Just gonna simp for him just a little bit. Gosh. Golly. Is there anything I can...
No, I'm waiting to speak with one of the councilor's assistants.
Commander?
No, I can't talk to anyone yet. That's fine. We'll just do the ding-dang thing. Hey, Dad. I mean...
The hearing's already started. Come on.
The Geth attack is a matter of some concern, but there is nothing to indicate Saren was involved in any way.
The investigation by Citadel Security turned up no evidence to support your charge of treason.
An eyewitness saw him kill Nihilus in cold blood.
We've read the Eden Prime reports, Ambassador. The testimony of one traumatized dock worker is hardly compelling proof.
I resent these accusations. Nihilus was a fellow Spectre and a friend.
That just let you catch him off guard.
Captain Anderson, you always seem to be involved when humanity makes false charges against me.
And this must be your protege, Commander Shepard. The one who let the beacon get destroyed.
The mission to Eden Prime was top secret. The only way you could know about the beacon was if you were there.
With Nihilus gone, his files passed on to me. I read the Eden Prime report. I was unimpressed. But what can you expect from a human?
Saren despises humanity. That's why he attacked Eden Prime.
She's so pretty.
Your species needs to learn its place, Shepard.
Saren,
You're not ready to
Shut
join
up.
the Council. You're not even ready to join the Spectres.
He has no right to say that. That's not his decision.
Shepard's admission into the Spectres is not the purpose of this meeting.
Why would they
has
put?
no purpose.
I'm sorry. Why would they put the hologram all the way up there and 20 feet tall? Oh, sorry. I have to alt tab actually because I want you to know that the message calling Saren a butthead got caught by the auto mod for bullying. I may need to change my auto mod settings. We can't call Saren. Stupid.
Saren's hiding behind his position as a Spectre. You
Out of
need to
line.
open your eyes.
What we need is evidence. So far, we've seen nothing.
There is still one outstanding issue. Commander Shepard's vision. It may have been triggered by the beacon.
I really need to deal with my auto mod settings. It won't allow you guys to say fuck,
this kind of testimony.
which is weird, because I can say fuck.
agree. Our judgment must be based on facts and evidence, not wild imaginings and reckless speculation.
Do you have anything else to add, Commander Shepard?
You've made your decision. I won't waste my breath.
We don't
The Council
tolerate
has found
butthead
no
in this
evidence
chat.
of any connection between Saren and the
No.
Geth. Ambassador, your petition to have him disbarred from the Spectres is denied.
I'm glad to see justice was served.
This meeting is adjourned.
Okay, I will. I guess we'll have to tolerate it this one time because you can't. You're just already leaving. So have fun, and
It was a mistake.
don't
bringing
bully
you
one
into
on
that
the
hearing.
way out.
You and Saren have too much history. It made the Council question our motives.
I know Saren. He's working with the Geth for one reason. To exterminate the entire human race.
That is such a leap.
Every
I mean,
colony
it's
we
true,
have is
but
at
like a
risk.
leap.
Every world we control is in danger. Even Earth isn't safe.
Tell me about this history between you and Saren.
I worked with him on a mission a long time ago. Things went bad. Real bad. We shouldn't talk about this here. But I know what he's like. And he has to be stopped.
What's our next step?
As a Spectre, he's virtually untouchable. We need to find some way to expose him.
What about Garrus, that CSEC investigator? We saw him arguing with the Executor.
That's right. He was asking for more time to finish his report. Seems like he was close to finding something on Saren.
Any idea where we could find him?
I have a contact in CSEC who can help us track Garrus down. His name is Harkin.
Forget it. They suspended Harkin last month, drinking on the job. I won't waste my time with that loser.
You won't have to. I don't want the Council using your past history with Saren as an excuse to ignore anything we turn up. Shepard will handle this.
You can't just cut Captain Anderson out of this investigation.
The ambassador's right. I need to step aside.
I need to take care of some business. Captain, meet me in my office later.
Harkin's probably getting drunk at Cora's Den. It's a dingy little club in the lower section of the wards.
Maybe there's another way to find evidence against Saren.
You should talk to Barla Vaughn over in the financial district. Rumor has it he's an agent for the Shadow Broker.
The Shadow Broker?
An information dealer. Buys and sells secrets to the highest bidder. I've heard Barla Vaughn's one of the top representatives. He might know something about Saren, but his information won't come cheap.
Club night with Shep.
Our ambassador doesn't seem to get along with the Council.
He's just frustrated. The Council's always preaching that we need to be part of the galactic community. But for them, it's a one-way street. They want us to expand and settle unstable regions like the Skillian Verge and the Attican Traverse. But when we run into trouble, they don't want to help us out. Everyone knows it's only a matter of time until we get a seat on the council. The ambassador just thinks it should happen sooner rather than later. And I agree.
You don't think much of Harkin.
The guy joined CSEC about 20 years ago. He's been an embarrassment to our species ever since. Roughing up suspects in custody, bribery accusations, alcohol and drug use. The embassy used to step in when he got in trouble. But I guess enough was enough.
Guy's a scumbag. He should have been cut loose a long time ago.
He was one of the first
Oh, the
human
party
CSEC
DLC is so
Guess it would've
good.
looked bad
Citadel
if he
is
got
so
fired.
amazing. Yeah,
A lot
it's
of
going to be a
backroom
long time
deals
before
were
we get
worked
there,
out
but
over
it
the
is
years to keep him on the
amazing. It's
force.
so heartwarming. It was perfect.
Politics is a dirty business sometimes, but it looks like his time's run out. We've got enough humans in CSEC now
Yeah,
to stop
it
protecting.
is. It's kind of one of the best things in, like, Mass Effect, and since Mass Effect is such a high tier in gaming and like, it's amazing. It was absolutely tone perfect, exactly what is needed. And because you're supposed to play it as, like, the very last like set of quests before the point of no return. So it is literally like, this is extremely your last hurrah. It's amazing.
I want to know more about the Spectres.
They're not your typical government agency. They tend to work alone, behind the scenes. They take care of problems the Council can't. It's not easy preserving peace across an entire galaxy. The Council prefers to use diplomacy and negotiation. But sometimes more extreme measures are needed.
How do they decide who becomes a Spectre?
You can't just apply to join. There's no training program. Spectres aren't made. They're born. The Council's always looking for exceptional
But
individuals.
alright.
People who can get the job done, like you. They've been watching you for years. They see something in you. They want you on their side. Nihilus was supposed to give them a final recommendation, but with him gone, things are still up in the air.
What's their command structure like?
There is no command structure. Each Spectre answers directly to the Council. Sometimes they're sent on specific missions. Other times, they act on their own. They tend to operate outside the law, do whatever it takes to accomplish their goals. The Council just turns a blind eye. Spectres have a lot of power, Shepard.
They sound like shadow operatives.
Everything about them is classified. We don't even know how many there are. The latest
Yeah,
Alliance
they've
estimate
been
puts
watching
their
you for
numbers
years.
under
That's a
100.
super normal,
But the
casual
Council
thing to
couldn't do its
know
job
and also
without them.
say.
They're the Citadel's top agents, the last line
Love
of
it.
defense,
It's
the
fine.
final option before open war. The entire galaxy respects and fears them. If a Spectre shows up, you know something big is about to happen.
So they're like harbingers of doom.
What happens when a Spectre goes rogue, like Saren?
It doesn't happen often. The Council is careful when they select their candidates. But when something does go wrong, there's usually only one solution. Send another Spectre to bring the rogue agent down.
Tell me about Barla Vaughn.
He specializes in moving large sums of money without leaving a paper trail. A financial genius, doesn't do anything illegal, but he knows all the loopholes. He's got
God,
an
I love
impressive
that kind of
client base.
character, honestly.
Ambassadors, diplomats, Spectres. That's probably why the Shadow Broker uses him.
Tell me more about the Shadow Broker.
He's a necessary evil of galactic politics. Buying and selling information is a part of the game. And the Shadow Broker just happens to be the best player on the field.
For now.
Always sells
I
to
mean-
the highest bidder. Doesn't get involved in politics, doesn't pick sides. A simple system, but it works. He's not a threat to anyone, not directly. He's just a resource we can use, or she is. Or maybe they are. Nobody really knows.
But what about you and
Saren
Saren?
have a history. What happened?
About 20 years ago, I was part of a mission in the Skillian Verge. I was working with Saren to find and remove a known terrorist threat. Saren eliminated his target, but a lot of people died along the way. Innocent people. and the official records just covered it all up. But I saw how he operates. No conscience. No hesitation. He'd kill 1,000 innocent civilians to end a war without a second thought.
Killing innocents doesn't end wars. It causes them.
I know how the world works, Commander. Sometimes you're forced to make unpleasant decisions, but only if there's no other way. Saren doesn't even look for another option. He's twisted, broken. He likes the violence, the killing. And he knows how to cover his tracks.
I think that's...
I should go.
Good luck, Shepard. I'll be over in the ambassador's office if you need anything else.
Wow, what a nice field down there. I bet it's nice to, like, hang out in. Anyway.
This is it. The very heart of the Citadel. The pinnacle of galactic power. Kinda makes your head spin if you think about it too much.
So, this is where the Council passes judgment on all us little folk, huh? Ever get the feeling ran over our heads, Commander?
Yeah, constantly.
That guy's up to something.
What?
What? Oh, no, I wasn't. Never mind.
Hey.
Yes, is there something you want?
Why are you so interested in the Keepers?
Keepers? I've got no interest in the keep...
Don't get coy. I know what I saw.
I'm not so sure I should be talking to you about this.
Just tell me what you're doing. I'm not here to get you into trouble.
I'm just, like, super
All right.
curious.
I guess it wouldn't hurt to tell you. I'm using a small scanner to gather readings on the Keepers. So far I've had mixed results. I find it difficult to get near the creatures.
Why were you being so secretive about it, though?
Well, technically we're not supposed to disturb the Keepers. I don't really think my scanning disturbs them, but the authorities might disagree. I'd like to do it more openly, but it's not really worth getting arrested over.
I can help you out. I'm not worried about the authorities.
I don't even know who you are.
I'm Commander Shepard with the Alliance military.
Well, I suppose I could use the help. You'll need this. It's the scanning device I developed. Activate it each time you see a Keeper. All collected data will automatically upload to my database. I'll even send a few credits your way for each unique scan.
What are you doing with the data once you've scanned it?
Trying to learn whatever I can about the Keepers. We see them working everywhere, yet we know so little about them. I'm a scientist. I want to know what makes them tick.
I should get going then.
Yes, I have much work myself. So long, and good luck with the scanning.
I love... This, does nothing, but I love it anyway. Because I love, money and experience points.
No, I just want to ask a couple of questions. Commander? Commander?
Cool. Alright, let's see. Who do we want to talk to first?
No, I haven't spoken to him before. This is the first time I've requested an audience. Commander?
The reason I'm turning over here is because I have on my tablet, the, best, someone made a list of the best order in which to do all the missions, so that's what I'm checking. So I can do them in that order. Because I like to do that. Because this is a perfect run. It says so in the title. Alright. Okay.
I can't believe the council ignored all the evidence against Saren.
Saren's one of their best operatives.
Perfect elevator run.
They take his word for ours.
Oh, so now we just chase leads while this smug Turian runs around with his Geth troopers.
That's politics, Chief.
I hate politics.
I love money and also experience points. I didn't. I got just kind of close. We're just gonna...
Anyone else hear that low hum? Sounds like it's coming from that statue. Makes my teeth tingle.
And I believe that is going to be the YouTube thumbnail, which is what's important here on this planet. Oof. Thanks, man. What's up?
Ah, human. This one is greatly pleased to see you here in my decadent emporium.
Who are you?
This one's face name is Delaninder, though many in this place simply refer to it as Delan. Please take time to examine the fine goods it has for purchase, all of great worth.
Why do you refer to yourself as this one and it?
For the same reason that humans are so inquisitive. It is part of our culture. Specifically, Hanar only refer to themselves in the first person with family or intimates. And we rarely do so with other species. It is just our way.
Who are you?
Oh, I already did this.
This one's face name is Delaninder. Please take time to examine the fine goods it has for purchase, all of great...
Show me your items.
She definitely
this one is
interrupted
pleased to do
it.
so, human. You will not be disappointed.
Upgrades. Stimulant pack. None of the... Oh, well, maybe. Heatsink 2. I do like that. Shock absorbers. Cool. Okay. Where was I going? Oh, right. Upgrades, people. Upgrades. There's a keeper. I knew there was a keeper around here somewhere. Hey, man. How's it going? Okay. Takora's den. Oh, this is Barlavon. No. If we go to Cora's den first, then later on we get an extra scene with Rex. I'm pretty certain. It says so on the list. I know there's a way to, like, walk there. You have arrived at Coruscant, a gentleman's club in the wards.
That's her. All shields! secured.
Cool. I love to get attacked. Love that shit.
A million light years from where humanity began, and we walk into a bar filled with men drooling over half-naked women shaking their asses on a stage. We can't decide if that's funny or sad.
What? You don't think they're here because of the food?
I'm not. Sorry. We're focused.
Sorry, I'll get to you when I can.
Okay, goodbye. I'm glad we had this moment together. Man, why can't I tip her? Is the real question. Why can't I tip this woman? She's working so hard. Let me just, like... Ugh.
I got business here, but not with you. Back off, Rex. Fist told us to take you down if you showed up. What are you waiting
It's my
for?
friend!
I'm
Hi.
standing right here. This is Fist's only chance. If he's smart, he'll take it. He's not coming out, Rex. End of story. This
Exactly.
story is
Support
just
sex
beginning.
workers. Tip the dancers at Cora's Den. God.
Out of my way, humans. I have no quarrel with you.
What was that all about?
Who knows? Let's just try not to get caught in the middle.
I have news for you, ma'am.
Hey there, sweetheart. You looking for some fun? Because I gotta say, that soldier get-up looks real good on
God, I
that
don't want to
body
punch
of
this man in the
yours.
face.
Why don't you sit your sweet little ass down beside old Harkin? Have a drink. See where this goes.
Maybe later.
Suit yourself, princess. You know, if more Marines looked like you, I might have joined the Alliance instead of Seasick.
Harkin, right? I was told you could help
Yeah.
me find someone.
Murder
Turian
Harkin ACAB.
CSEC officer named
We're
Garrus.
just like,
Garrus? You must be one of Captain Anderson's crew. Poor bastard, still trying to bring Saren down, eh? I know where Garrus is. But you gotta tell me something first. Did the captain let you in on his big secret?
Is there something I should know about the captain?
The captain used to be a Spectre. Didn't know that, did you? It was all very
Hate this man.
hush-hush. The first human ever given that honor, and then he blew it. Screwed up his mission so bad they kicked him out. Of course, he blames Saren. Says the Turians set him up.
You said they covered all this up. How'd you hear about it?
I spent 20 years working cases here on the Citadel. People on this station love to talk.
he
Secrets
could
are
get
like
that
herpes.
ending. Could
You
happen.
got 'em, you might as well spread 'em around.
You're a pig.
Just
In more way than one.
Why'd they kick him out?
Have to ask him. I never heard any of the details. Bet it's a good story, though. The heroes fall. Classic tragedy.
We're about to.
Just tell me where Garrus went.
Garrus was sniffing around Dr. Michelle's office. She runs the med clinic on the other side of the wards. Last I heard, he was going back there.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, good. Go. Let me drink in peace.
I want to kick your ass. Hi, Krogan Bouncer.
The back rooms are private, reserved for Fist and his friends.
Who's Fist?
He owns this
This is
club,
going to turn
but the
into a
customers
Rocky
have to
Horror
stay out
Call in
front.
response, absolutely.
What did that other Krogan want? Rex.
Personal matter.
Not real chatty, is he?
Goodbye.
Enjoy the club.
I will.
Go away. I'm not interested in talking.
Okay.
Not now.
watching the show.
You better be tipping her. Hey. Tip her. Do it right now. It's probably fine that that's like my normal reaction to anything in this game, is to just do that. Alright, I think we got everything in here.
Why didn't Captain Anderson tell us he used to be a Spectre?
Maybe it's not true. Harkin's an ass. But he's just messing with our heads.
You're probably right.
Oh, I haven't asked if you guys can hear my my keyboard as I'm clicking around. Morlan.
Hello there. Welcome to Morland's famous shop. You want many good supplies, yes?
You see what you have.
Oh, you will be
We're
pleased, I
doing
think.
some
Very
shopping.
good things I have. You will see.
Standard items. Let's see what you got. Shepard use items. Oh, God, I wish I had money. I extremely wish I had money. Alright. We need to make money. Lots of it. Sorry, dude. Conrad! How's it going?
Wow, it's you.
It
You're
is.
Commander Shepard, the hero of Eden Prime. I am so honored to meet you.
Don't be weird.
Nice to meet you. And you are?
My name is Conrad. Conrad Werner. They say you killed more than 100 Geth on Eden Prime.
I spent most of my time trying to stay alive and help the colonists.
Hey, I know you're probably busy, but do you have time for a quick autograph?
Sure.
Anything for a fan. Here.
Thanks.
I just want to
really
be nice to
appreciate it.
this
My wife
guy.
is going to be so impressed. I'll let you get back to work. But next time you're on Earth, I'd love to buy you a drink. Thanks again.
Seems nice.
Hello, Earth Clan. No doubt you've just come back from the colonies. Will you be needing supplies?
What colonies are you talking about?
Oh, my mistake, Earth Clan. I assumed... It doesn't matter. Pharos? Novaria? Well, if you haven't heard of them yet, I'm sure you will soon. But it doesn't matter where you hail from. My goods are available to all.
Learn about it later.
Show me what you got.
I love shopping, even though I
Most
do not
excellent.
have money. Again,
I'm
we
sure you will
just
find
noticed I
something
don't have
pleasing.
money. Give me this. Give me this. Okay. You actually can't give me this.
Best place on this ward to buy upgrades.
I don't think you bought this here. I don't sell this model.
Look, I know it was you. I remember your face.
Really, that's impressive. Usually you humans can't tell one Turian from another.
This was the place. Now, are you going to give me a refund or not?
Do you have your proof of purchase?
What? No, I don't think you ever gave me one.
I'm sorry. I can't.
But, what do you...
Can't help you.
Customers is always the same.
Commander Shepard? Excuse me, Commander Shepard! I'm Emily Wong. I'm an investigative journalist working here on the Citadel. Could I have a moment of your time?
What do you need?
I've been hunting for evidence of corruption and organized crime on the Citadel, but there are places I can't go. I was hoping you might share anything you find during your own investigation. I can make it worth your time.
How do you know that my investigation is going to uncover anything you need?
You wouldn't be investigating if it weren't big. And if it's big, it's something I'd like to hear about.
You gotta have access to better sources. Why contact me?
I'm using every source I can find, but I think I've got a better shot with you. I've read your file. If anyone is going to uncover corruption here, it's the hero of the Skillian Blitz.
How do you know I'm investigating anything here on the Citadel?
I'm a good journalist, Commander Shepard. Word gets around.
No promises, but if I find anything relating to your case, I'll inform you.
Thank you, Commander. You won't regret it.
Place.
That your professional opinion, sir?
This isn't a station, it's a city.
There must be millions here. It can't be possible to track everyone coming and going.
This makes Jump Zero look like a porta-john, and it's the largest deep space station the Alliance has.
Jump Zero is big, but this is a whole nother scale. Look at the ward arms. How do they keep all that mass from flying apart?
The Council represents more races than I thought. No wonder they're careful with newcomers.
They probably just want to keep everything running. It has to be hard keeping all these cultures working together.
Or maybe they just don't like humans.
Why not? We've got oceans, beautiful women, this emotion called love. According to the old vids, we have everything they want.
When you put it that way, there's no reason they wouldn't like you. I mean, us.
Way to go, Caden. Very smooth. So smooth.
You don't take
Great
much
recovery.
short leave, do you, LT?
Alright, laugh it up, Chief. I appreciate the thought, Alenko, but we're on duty here.
Also, Shepard's a lesbian. Flattered. But,
I'll walk drag, ma'am.
Okay. Oh, I guess I could go talk to Barlavon now. Instead of saving Garrus. I'll be right with you, sweetheart. I mean, buddy. Yeah, lesbian with the exception of Garrus. Listen. It's fine. Ah. Jesus, dude. We're gonna go talk to Barlavon real quick. Hey, dude.
What's this? One of the Earth Clan? Ah, a very famous one, yes? You are the one called Shepard. It is a great honor to welcome the heroes of the Blitz.
You've got me at a disadvantage here.
Forgive me, Earth Clan. My name is Barlavon. My job makes it necessary for me to keep informed. I am a financial advisor to many important clients here on the Citadel. When someone as important as yourself arrives on the station, I take notice.
I heard you work for the Shadow Broker. Do you have any information about Saren?
You're very blunt, Shepard. But you're right. I am an agent for the Shadow Broker, and I do know something about Saren.
I hear your information can be expensive.
Normally, this information would cost a small fortune, but these are exceptional circumstances, so I am going to give it to you for free.
What's the catch?
There is no catch. The Shadow Broker is quite upset with Saren right now. They used to do a lot of business until Saren turned on him.
Saren's turned on a lot of people lately.
I don't know the details, but the Shadow Broker hired a freelancer to deal with it. A Krogan mercenary.
I think I know him. His name's Rex.
Yes, I believe he's the one. I heard he was paying a visit to Citadel security. If you hurry, you might catch him before he leaves the C-Sec Academy.
Isn't it strange that a Krogan would want to speak with C-Sec?
Very. However, I doubt the visit was entirely his choice. You'll need to speak with him if you want to know more.
Tell me more about your job.
Galactic
I'm gonna go
finance
save
is
Garrus.
incredibly complex.
Rex, it'll be
a mix of laws and regulations from dozens of
but I want to hang out
interstellar
with
economies.
my not boyfriend.
I'm an expert in how all these economies interact. For a fee, I share my expertise. I also offer premium services for those clients who need someone to conduct business without drawing unwanted attention. Discreet and efficient. That's my motto.
Sounds pretty shady.
Everything I do falls completely within the bounds of interstellar commerce law. Even so, many of my clients would prefer their transactions remain undisclosed. For example, suppose a Hanar ambassador was petitioning the council to reduce tariffs on Hanar goods. How would it look if he had money invested in a Hanar exporting company? Even if his true motives were to help his people, he would be accused of advancing the petition for his own personal gain. I can keep his personal finances private.
Tell me more about the Shadow Broker.
Most people think I deal in finances, but my real currency is knowledge. I trade information, and it has made me very wealthy.
Like, that's fine.
But the Shadow Broker is the true master. Every day he buys and sells secrets that could topple governments, always giving them to the highest bidder. Yet somehow he never seems to upset the natural balance of power. All those secrets being passed around seem to even out. Nobody ends up with an advantage in the end.
Any guess what his identity might be?
I don't know. Nobody does. The Shadow Broker could be any race, any gender. I have a theory that it's actually an entire group working under one identity. How else could they juggle so many contacts at the same time? How else could they keep all that information from getting crossed? But they've got the perfect setup. Every government is forced to play their game so they don't get behind. But no matter how long you play, no matter how many secrets you buy, you can never win.
I thought you'd know more about the man you work for.
From time to time, I come across information I sell to the Shadow Broker. That's my only involvement. I like it that way. The more you know, the more dangerous the game becomes. I don't like danger, Commander. I'll leave that to you.
I respect Bar Levon. I think his job is fine.
What's it like living here on the Citadel?
The station is without a doubt the greatest wonder in the galaxy. It is a technological marvel, but its true splendor goes much deeper
Like, I
than the
wouldn't
hull
trust
and
him.
engines.
Like, as
From
far as
the
I can throw
Presidium
him.
to the
But, like,
wards, the entire station
it's got
is
his
a
shit together.
testament to the success of the Council. All the species of Citadel spaced together in a single strong community.
Okay, I'm leaving.
I should go.
That's enough.
Goodbye, Commander.
Cool. Back to the wards we go.
didn't tell anyone, I swear.
That was smart, Doc. Now if Garrus comes around, you stay smart. Keep your mouth shut or we'll... Who are you?
Let her go.
Ah!
Hi. Hi.
Target down!
Fuck off. Oh.
Area secured.
Great job, everyone. We did it. We did it stealthy. Hey.
Perfect timing, Shepard. Gave me a clear shot at that bastard.
What were you thinking? You could have hit the hostage.
There wasn't time to think. I just reacted. I didn't mean to... Dr. Michelle, are you hurt?
No, I'm okay. Thanks to you. All of you.
I know those men threatened you, but if you tell us who they work for, we can protect you.
They work for Feast. They wanted to shut me up, keep me from telling Garrus about the Quarian.
What Quarian?
A few days ago, a Quarian came by my office. She'd been shot, but she wouldn't tell me who did it. I could tell she was scared, probably on the run. She asked me about the Shadow Broker. She wanted to trade information in exchange for a safe place to hide.
Where is she now?
I put her in contact with Fist. He's an agent for the Shadow Broker.
Not anymore. Now he works for Saren. And the Shadow Broker isn't too happy about it.
Fist betrayed the Shadow Broker? That's stupid even for him. Saren must have made him quite the offer.
That Quarian must have something Saren wants. Something worth crossing the Shadow Broker to get.
What else can you tell me about the Quarian?
I'm not sure. Like I said, she wanted to trade information for a place to hide. She didn't... Wait a minute. Geth. Her information had something to do with the Geth.
She must be able to link Saren to the Geth. There is no way the Council can ignore this.
Time we paid Fist a visit.
This is your show, Shepard. But I want to bring Saren down as much as you do. I'm coming with you.
You're a Turian. Why do you want to bring him down?
I couldn't find the proof I needed in my investigation, but I knew what was really going on. Saren is a traitor to the Council and a disgrace to my people.
Welcome aboard, Garrus.
You know we aren't the only ones going after Fist. The Shadow Broker hired a Krogan bounty hunter named Rex to take him out.
I know.
Yeah, we saw him in the bar.
A Krogan might come in handy.
Last I heard, he was at the CSEC Academy.
What's he doing there?
Fist accused him of making threats. We brought Rex in for a little talk. If you hurry, you can catch him at the Academy before he leaves.
Move out.
Good evening. Yeah. Oh, they don't have different outfits yet? Alright, we are going to go to CSEC Academy now. And go talk to Rex. Have a great time. Does this open? It does not. Fantastic. Now, how the fuck do I get to... There's the med clinic. Yeah.
Don't kid yourself. It's even bigger than you love. I got a tour. One of 500 media adventures from the inside out.
Really?
Took almost 6 hours and we only saw 1/10 of the ship. I even got to meet the commander.
Matriarch Ladanya. You met her?
Whoa. That ship is...
Well, she addressed everyone on the tour.
Big.
But I got pretty close.
Huh, just look at that ship. You'd have to be stupid to mess with that.
Very true. She's got almost as much firepower as the rest of the Asari fleet combined.
Hopefully, she'll never need to use it.
Boy, howdy, that's a big ship. Hi.
If you feel lucky, you should visit the museum.
Too many lights, too much noise.
I do feel a little lucky, so... let's wander around.
You should be careful who you say that around.
What? Everyone knows Fist isn't with the local criminals.
Maybe, but I wouldn't go shouting it from the mountaintops.
Yeah, unless you want to end up on his hit list.
Yes, I heard he actually buried some corpses under the stage at Cora's Den.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Yes, and it might explain the stench in that place.
You'd almost never see any keepers in this club. I guess they don't care what happens here. That or the music keeps them away.
Caden? Where did Caden... did you get stuck outside the door? Buddy.
Never been a real fan of crowds.
Okay.
Too many lights, too much noise.
Okay, you can just... stay, I guess. Are you, like, not allowed to be in a...
That's not what I heard.
And what did you hear exactly?
More rumors about strange metal creatures with real AI, no doubt.
Hey, good to see another human in here.
It's out of my hands, Rita. I'd bring her back in a second, but she doesn't want to come.
I know. I'll see if I can talk some sense into her next time I see her.
Be careful. You know how stubborn your sister can be. The more you push and prod, the more she'll run away.
Yeah, you're probably right. Thanks, Doran.
Alright, well... alright. Don't know where he went now. There he is. Okay, he's no longer crouching by the shirt. Alright, dude. Okay, I hope it's good dinner. Alright, C-Sec Academy, let's go meet Rex, but we're not taking him with us. Simply because.
Hey, I know you. You're Shepard, right? I was on Mindwar during the Blitz. Saw you on the vids when you got your medal. You saved the whole colony.
Looks like you have a fan.
I'm sorry, I just never thought I'd meet someone like you in person. My name's Lang, Officer Eddie Lang, Citadel Security. It's an honor to meet you, Commander. What are you doing down here in the wards? Anything I can help you with?
Do you know a C-Sec officer named Harkin?
I shouldn't really say too much. He's been on the force a lot longer than me. But I've heard things, you know? Drinking on the job, taking bribes, that kind of thing. Rumors mostly, but they suspended him, so some of it must be true.
Why'd you join Citadel Security?
I don't know. Seemed like the right thing to do, you know? Maybe it's in my blood. My grandfather was a cop back on Earth. It's kind of what C-Sec is. Police for the Citadel. I'm still pretty new at it, but I like it so far. Way more interesting than staying back on Earth. You get to meet all kinds of cool aliens, like those Hanar. Wild. Plus, C-Sec gets a lot of respect here. We uphold the law. People, even aliens, appreciate that.
How do you like working here on the Citadel?
This place is amazing. I've been here almost a year, and I still haven't seen a tenth of it. The Presidium's just so beautiful. Good place to go and relax. But I really like it here down in the wards. There's always something going on somewhere. Like that new club they just opened a few months ago, Flux. Wicked scene in there, Commander. You should check it out when you have some time.
What do you know about specters?
Just the stuff they show in the vids. They always make them out to be super agents on secret missions to save the galaxy. I know it's not really like that, though. Some of the other C-Sec guys don't like them too much, figure they shouldn't be able to operate outside the law. But if they were so bad, the Council wouldn't use them, right?
Oh, Officer Lang.
I have to go.
Right. You're probably real busy. Well, see you around, Commander.
Sweet summer child.
There's very little serious crime in this arm of the wards. Maybe because the C-Sec Academy is so cool.
Well, Garrus, any regrets about leaving Citadel security?
Fighting a rogue Spectre with countless lives at stake and no regulations to get in the way?
Yet.
I'd say that
Fine.
beats
It's
C-Sec.
fine.
Well, we don't lack for excitement, that's for sure.
A little early on that script, guys. My pals, my friends. This is the requisitions office. I don't think I can...
One sec, looking you up. Commander Shepard, here with the Alliance military. First time on the Citadel, that about right?
How did you know all that?
I'm the C-Sec requisitions officer. I need to make sure our buyers are authorized. So, will you be purchasing anything today, Commander Shepard?
Show me what you got.
Excellent. I hope you find what you're looking for.
Once again, I'm reminded that I have 0 money. But I am gonna buy all these licenses. For when I have a lot more money. Like a lot more money. Like a lot. Aww. Rex, buddy, pal, my friend. How's it going?
Witnesses saw you making threats in Fist's bar. Stay away from him.
I don't take orders from you.
This is your only warning, Rex.
You should warn Fist. I will kill him.
You want me to arrest you?
I want you to try.
I love you.
Go on. Get out of here.
Do I know you, human?
My name's Shepard. I'm going after Fist. Thought you might want to come along.
Shepard. Commander Shepard.
I'm actually not taking him because he
I've
will
heard a
kill
lot about
Fist
you.
and I don't want him to, but...
We're both warriors, Shepard. Out of respect, I'll give you fair warning. I'm going to kill Fist.
Fist knows you're coming. We'll have a better chance if we all work together.
That's very
My
sweet,
people
Garrus.
have a saying. Seek the enemy of your enemy, and you will find a friend.
Glad to have you on the team, Rex.
Let's go. I hate to keep Fist waiting.
I love you. Oh, God. Your wife, she'll be here soon. God. Impatient. Just absolutely...
Okay, Julie. Let me get this straight. Your business partner, Shorman, he's threatened you?
Well, no, not exactly. But he wants to meet with me. I think he's going to kill me.
And why do you think that?
I can't really get into the details. But Shorban will kill me if I leave here unprotected.
I can't help you. Not unless you give me something
I'm so
more
sorry,
to
of course, you'd be impatient for Tali. I'm just collecting quests, and then I'm gonna do this thing, I'm gonna get Tali, and then I'm gonna fuck around the Citadel a lot and do a lot of these quests. As many as I can.
But nothing. Don't bother me unless you're willing to give me details.
Hey there! Oh, You're not CSEC, are you?
You're not rushing me. It's fun. I also love Tali.
What were you trying to explain to the officer before?
I love Tali.
My colleague is trying to kill me, and I thought we were friends.
How do you know he wants you dead?
He's changed. He won't talk to me at work anymore, and he started following me. Yesterday, he followed me all the way home, just waiting for a chance. I don't care what anyone thinks. He wants me gone. I know it.
Is there something I can do? Talk to your friend, maybe?
Would you? That's all I want. Someone to talk to him. Tell him to leave me alone. He thinks he can just push me around, but you'll show him, won't you?
Just tell me where he is and I'll go find him.
Oh, right. Well, he wanted to meet with me down in the wards near the markets. He said he just wanted to talk, but I know better. His name's Shorban. He's a Solarian. You shouldn't have any trouble. He's just a scientist.
I've already spoken with him.
That's the guy who asked us to scan the Keepers.
Caden? Shut the fuck up.
The Keepers? Well, even more reason to go after him. That's against regulations.
InfoSec! God.
I better look into this right away. Find out what he's up to.
Anything's possible with Shorban these days. Well, good luck.
Don't just say... Caden, can we talk about you just telling people our fucking business just like whenever? Dude? Getting lost in CSEC, guys. Whoa! This place rules. This is massive. Just gonna track bunch these. Look at stuff. Anyway, I think this has to do with one of the DLCs available that we will get to, but we're gonna go get Tali now. If I can find my way the fuck out of here. Get me out of this police station. Good God. Alright. No. We want to go this way. Switching things around until I get my pistol, my stupid pistol.
Looks like it's shut down.
Fist knows we're coming.
Take cover!
Oh my God, I forgot I put the... Gareth, stop shooting.
Shields down.
That's it. Bag him and tag him.
Stop right there. Don't come any closer.
Warehouse workers. All the real guards must be dead.
Stay back, or we'll shoot.
This would be a good time to find somewhere else to work.
Yeah, right. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I never liked Fist anyway.
See ya. See ya, lads.
I would have never thought of that.
Shooting people isn't always the answer.
Thank you. Alright, let's see if I... Fucking... There we go. Ooh! I love items and objects. Oh, I guess I have... Oh, goodness. I should have done this before. Like a fool. I did not. Yes. Caden, you have 2 points. Great. Yeah, we're doing barrier. What? Garrus has a helmet this whole time? Get that off. Stupid helmet. Ugh, terrible. This whole time. Look at this. We could play this game hiding Garrus Vicarian's entire face. But we're not going to, because why would they even put that in the game? That's insane. Objects and items. That's right, we can switch to new objects and items. Okay, that'll have to do. Right.
Hold the line! Wait! Don't kill me, I surrender!
Where's the Quarian?
She's not here. I don't know where she is. That's the truth.
He's lying.
Yes.
You better start explaining before I lose my temper.
Why are her eyes...
The Quarian isn't here. Said she'd only deal with the Shadow Broker himself.
Impossible. The Shadow Broker only works through his agents.
Nobody meets the Shadow Broker. Ever. Even I don't know his true identity. But she didn't know that. I told her I'd set a meeting up. But when she shows up, it'll be Saren's men waiting for her.
Give me the location. Now.
Here on the wards, the back alley by the markets. She's supposed to meet them right now. You can make it if you hurry.
Am I supposed to just forget your part in all this?
Hey, I came clean. I told you about the meeting. Besides, I've got my own problems now. The Shadow Broker wants me dead. I have to disappear. Forget about me. I'm a ghost.
You're not my concern.
Don't worry, you'll never see me again.
Anything else in here I want? No. What do you mean I only have 4 fucking minutes? It's fine.
Heads up!
Yeah, these dudes don't matter. Don't worry about it.
I'm on it!
He shows up, in a later game. That was dumb. While I'm here. Okay. Oh my god, I have grenades. What am I doing? Just chuck a f***ing grenade in there.
Incoming!
I've lost audio. There we go. It's back. I probably got it myself. I'm bad at this, apparently. Because I'm being fucking reckless is why. God. Girl.
Bring it on.
That's how you're supposed to use a fucking grenade. Jesus. Not shots, yes. Baby, baby. My young friend.
Did you bring it?
Where's the Shadow Broker? Where's Fist?
They'll be here.
Don't.
Where's the evidence?
No way. The deal's off.
Love that you just have grenades.
Set me up. I knew I couldn't trust him.
Were you hurt in the fight?
I know how to look after myself.
What? The
Not
what?
that I
Just
don't
exploded.
appreciate the help.
Okay.
Who are you?
Those mines are going. That one's gonna go next. We're doing. We're doing great, guys.
My name's Shepard. I'm looking for evidence to prove Saren's a traitor.
Then I have a chance to repay you for saving my life. But not here. We need to go somewhere safe.
The ambassador's office. It's safe there. He'll want to see this anyway.
That should not
You're
have taken me that many
making
tries,
my
but I am a
life easy,
dumbass. So.
Firefights in the wards, an all-out assault on Korra's den. Do you know how many? Who's this? A Quarian? What are you up to, Shepard?
Making your day, Ambassador. She has information linking Saren to the Geth.
Really? Maybe you better start at the beginning, Miss...
My name is Tali. Tali Zora Naraya.
We don't
Our
see
buddy,
many
our
Quarians
friend.
here. Why did you leave the flotilla?
I was on my pilgrimage. My rite of passage into adulthood.
I've never heard of this before.
It is a tradition among my people. When we reach maturity, we leave the ships of our parents and our people behind. Alone, we search the stars, only returning to the flotilla once we have discovered something of value. In this way, we prove ourselves worthy of adulthood.
What kinds of things do you look for?
It could be resources like food or fuel, or some type of useful technology, or even knowledge that will make life easier on the flotilla. Through our pilgrimage, we prove that we will contribute to the community, rather than being a burden on our limited resources.
Tell us what you found.
During my travels, I began hearing reports of Geth. Since they drove my people into exile, the Geth have never ventured beyond the Veil. I was curious. I tracked a patrol of Geth to an uncharted world. I waited for one to become separated from its unit. Then I disabled it and removed its memory core.
I thought the Geth fried their memory cores when they died. Some kind of defense mechanism.
How did you manage to preserve the memory core?
My people created the Geth. If you're quick, careful, and lucky, small caches of data can sometimes be saved. Most of the core was wiped clean, but I salvaged something from its audio banks.
Eden Prime was a major victory. The beacon has brought us one step closer to finding the conduit.
That's Saren's voice. This proves he was involved in the attack.
He said Eden Prime brought him one step closer to finding the conduit. Any idea what that means?
The conduit must have something to do with the beacon. Maybe it's some kind of Prothean technology.
It's a conduit.
Like a weapon.
A connection.
Wait,
Never mind.
there's more. Saren wasn't working alone.
Eden Prime was a major victory. The beacon has brought us one step closer to finding the conduit.
And one step closer to the return of the Reapers.
I don't recognize that other voice, the one talking about Reapers.
I feel like I've heard that name before.
According to the memory core, the Reapers were a hyper-advanced machine race that existed 50,000 years ago. The Reapers hunted the Protheans to total extinction, and then they vanished. At least, that's what the Geth believe.
Sounds a little far-fetched.
The vision on Eden Prime. I understand it now. I saw the Protheans being wiped out by the Reapers.
The Geth revere the Reapers as gods, the pinnacle of non-organic life. And they believe Saren knows how to bring the Reapers back.
The Council is just going to love this.
The Reapers are a threat to every species in Citadel space. We have to tell them.
No matter what they think about the rest of this, those audio files prove Saren's a traitor.
The Captain's right. We need to present this to the Council right away.
What about her? The Quarian?
My name is Tali. You saw me in the alley, Commander. You know what I can do. Let me come with you.
You can throw some grenades around, and we just run into them, even during dialogues.
I thought you were on your pilgrimage.
The pilgrimage proves we are willing to give of ourselves for the greater good. What does it say about me if I turn my back on this? Saren is a danger to the entire galaxy. My pilgrimage can wait.
I'll take all the help I can get.
Thanks. You won't regret this.
Anderson and I will go
That's
ahead
my
and
new
get things
bestie.
ready with the Council. Take a few minutes to collect yourself, then meet us in the tower.
Soon. Yeah.
My first CSEC posting was here on the Presidium. Mostly for show, not much crime up here.
I know, she shows up anyway, is the thing. So. Hey, buddy.
Excuse me, Commander Shepard. Could you spare a moment of your time?
Yeah,
Commander
what's up?
Shepard, my name is Samesh Bhatia. Forgive the intrusion, but I have nowhere else to turn.
It's no trouble. What can I do for you?
My wife was a Marine. She was in the 212 on Eden Prime.
The 212? Isn't that Ashley's unit? She might want to meet Mr. Bhatia.
I've requested that my wife's body be returned to me for cremation, but the military has refused my request.
Why did they refuse your request? There's got to be some reason.
I don't know. All I know is that they have declared it impossible for my wife to be returned to me.
There's no reason for your wife's body to be held like this. Just wait here.
The man in charge of my case is Mr. Bosker. When I last saw him, he was in the expensive bar over there. Thank you for your time. I just want to give my wife a proper funeral, and the respect she deserves.
No. We have things to do right now. We'll get there. Because, like, oh boy. What? Oh. Oh my god. Why do you all have things? Yeah, we'll get to all of this, okay? Once we finish this, we're going to do a lot of Citadel quests. We're just gonna fuck around. I see.
I've told you before, you're not allowed in here.
This one believes it has the right to move freely through this area.
You're creating a public disturbance. It's against Citadel regulations.
Alright, Copper.
This one is unsure why the other would not wish word of the encounter.
That Hanar refuses to listen to reason.
Chill.
Why can't it act in an orderly and lawful manner?
Please chill.
You should be more tolerant. It's just trying to express its beliefs.
I am not unreasonable. The Hanar is free to spew its nonsense
Hey.
once it purchases an evangelical permit.
So if the Hanar gets a permit, it's allowed to preach?
No. Registered evangelicals must follow regulations. There are specific areas where preaching is legal. Failure to follow the regulations results in the forfeiture of the license.
What's the purpose behind the evangelical permits?
Forcing religious evangelicals to register for a permit weeds out undesirables. It keeps the area safe. The Citadel is too important to become a battleground for a religious war.
Why don't you just arrest the Hanar?
I could arrest the Jelly, but my superior has requested that I find a solution that does not anger the Hanar.
Call it a jelly.
The Hanar become vocal when they feel their religious beliefs are being suppressed.
If you'd like, I could talk to the Hanar for you.
I have argued with the stubborn Jelly all afternoon. You are certainly welcome to try.
Do you desire to learn of the Enkindlers? Or has the Honorable SIIIIDEQUESTS officer enlisted assistance?
Is this really how you want to represent the Enkindlers?
The truth of the Enkindlers must be made known. They gave the Hanar language, and gave the universe the mass relays. This one only wishes to spread the truth to any who will listen. There is no intent to cause trouble.
Is this how the Enkindlers would want you to use this gift of consciousness?
The Enkindlers would wish for their message to be spread to all sentient races.
The Enkindlers wouldn't wish their message to be spread by breaking society's laws.
This one hears wisdom. Perhaps enthusiasm has clouded judgment in this matter. This one departs now, and will not intrude upon the Presidium again.
8 Paragon points. How am I doing? We'll get there. Damn it. I didn't even notice I'd crossed my legs. God. Is there a way?
There's no way the Council can ignore us this time. Saren's days as a Spectre are done.
If they had listened to me earlier, Saren would already be in custody. Every lost life because of that delay is on the Council's head.
Okay. The vibe is over now. We have work to do. I'm pretty sure Caden just popped into existence on my left there, but that's fine. Don't do that. Weirds me out. Check out this dude. So relaxed. So chill. Love that for you, my man.
Don't be ridiculous. The Volus won't be joining the Council for years.
I'm not so sure. The humans are making a strong push, and you can bet the Volus will be right on their coattails if they succeed.
Allowing the humans to join us is a sound strategic move. But the Volus? No. The Hanar are likely to be next, then the Elcor.
You may be right, though the Hanar need to lighten up a bit first.
You just don't like them because you have trouble understanding them.
Come on. Udine is presenting the Quarians' evidence to the Council.
Eden Prime was a major victory. The beacon has brought us one step closer to finding the conduit.
And one step closer to the return of the Reapers.
You wanted proof? There it is.
This evidence is irrefutable, Ambassador. Saren will be stripped of his Spectre status, and all efforts will be made to bring him in to answer for his crimes.
I recognize the other voice, the one speaking with Saren. Matriarch Benezia.
Who is she?
Matriarchs are powerful Asari who have entered the final stage of their lives. Revered for their wisdom and experience, they serve as guides and mentors to my people. Matriarch Benezia is a powerful biotic, and she had many followers. She will make a formidable ally for Saren.
I'm more interested in the Reapers. What do you know about them?
Only what was extracted from the Geth's memory core. The Reapers were an ancient race of machines that wiped out the Protheans. Then they vanished.
The Geth believe the Reapers are gods, and Saren is the prophet for their return.
We think the conduit is the key to bringing them back. Saren's searching for it. That's why he attacked Eden Prime.
Do we even know what this conduit is?
Saren thinks it can bring back the Reapers. That's bad enough.
Listen to what you're saying. Saren wants to bring back the machines that wiped out all life in the galaxy? Impossible. It has to be. Where did the Reapers go?
I mean, that's what
Why
you
did
said
they
about him
vanish?
being rogue,
How come we
so,
found no
like...
trace of their existence? If they were real, we'd have found something.
I tried to warn you about Saren and you refused to face the truth. Don't make the same mistake again.
This is different. You proved Saren betrayed the Council. We all agree he's using the Geth to search for the conduit, but we don't really know why.
The Reapers are obviously just a myth, Commander. A convenient lie to cover Saren's true purpose. A legend he is using to bend the Geth to his will.
50,000 years ago, the Reapers wiped out all galactic civilization. If Saren finds the conduit, it will happen again.
Saren is a rogue agent on the run for his life. He no longer has the rights or resources of a Spectre. The Council has stripped him of his position.
That is not good enough. You know he's hiding somewhere in the Traverse. Send your fleet in!
A fleet cannot track down one man.
Udina
Citadel
lives
fleet
for
could secure the entire region.
the drama.
Keep the Geth from attacking any more of our colonies.
Or it could trigger a war with the Terminus systems. We won't be dragged into a galactic confrontation over a few dozen human colonies.
Every time humanity asks for help, you ignore us.
Shepard's right. I'm sick of this council and its anti-human bull...
Ambassador, there is another solution. A way to stop Saren that does not require fleets or armies.
No, it's too soon. Humanity is not ready for the responsibilities that come with joining the Spectres.
You don't have to send a fleet into the Traverse, and the Ambassador gets his human Spectre. Everybody's happy.
Commander Shepard, step forward. It is the decision of the Council that you be granted all the powers and privileges of the Special Tactics and Reconnaissance branch of the Citadel.
Spectres are not trained, but chosen. Individuals forged in the fire of service and battle. Those whose actions elevate them above the rank and file.
Spectres are an ideal, a symbol, the embodiment of courage, determination, and self-reliance. They are the right hand of the Council, instruments of our will.
Spectres bear a great burden. They are protectors of galactic peace, both our first and last line of defense. The safety of the galaxy is theirs to uphold.
You are the first human Spectre, Commander. This is a great accomplishment for you and your entire species.
About time. But no.
I'm honored, Counselor.
We're sending you into the Traverse after Saren. He's a fugitive from justice, so you are authorized to use any means necessary to apprehend or eliminate him.
Any idea where to find him?
We will forward any relevant files to Ambassador Udina.
This meeting of the Council is adjourned.
I'm a Spectre! Now it's time to do some side quests for a while.
You've got a lot of work to do, Shepard. You're going to need a ship, a crew, supplies.
You'll get access to special equipment and training now. You should go down to the C-Sec Academy and speak to the Spectre Requisitions Officer.
Anderson, come with me. I'll need your help to set all this up.
I expected your ambassador to be more grateful. He didn't even thank you.
Until I find Saren, I haven't done anything. Come on.
Right behind you, Commander.
Through all my time at C-Sec, I never got the chance to witness a meeting of the Council in person.
You're so cute.
I like that fountain. It's very soothing.
Thank you. I'm a secret cop. Just a secret one. Whoa. Now, time for some oh my god. Sounds great. All right. Now we have a lot of these going on. Not these. Okay, keepers, reporter's request, and there's another one I can pick up over in Flux. So let's go do some of the ward missions, I think. Right? Yeah. Cool. Now, where is... There she is. Hello.
Word on the street is that you've been busy. Congratulations on taking down Fist. I was sure he was a big player in anything going on here. Did you find anything in his office that could help me?
No.
These OSDs might have the information you're looking for.
You've got Fist's files? This could be even bigger than I'd hoped. Here, Commander, for your trouble.
What would my future cooperation be worth? Say, an interview when my investigation is over?
Exclusive? You talk to me before you talk to anyone else? That would be worth quite a bit, and I'd be very happy to compensate you accordingly. Here you are. Now, if you'll excuse me, I should go see what's on these discs.
All right. Jaleed's Fear, time to go to the markets. Downstairs. Is there a keeper around this corner? No. Weird corner. Corbin! Buddy, pal, what's up?
Commander,
hey, my man.
I wasn't expecting to see you again. Is there something you want?
You can start by telling me the truth, Corbin.
I'm not sure what you're referring to. My experiments are...
We're not buying it. Jaleed told us you've been after him.
You spoke with Jaleed? Then you know about the data?
No, but you're gonna tell me. Everything.
You boys can go. Looks like my plans have changed. It's not as bad as you think, Commander. Jaleed and I just got a little...
Yay! What's for dinner? What'd you bring?
Keep talking.
The company we work for developed an experimental procedure for use in medical scanners. Jaleed and I saw even more potential, so we stole the plans and secretly developed a tool to scan the Keepers. Can you imagine? A tool that can actually get readings from the Keepers?
What's so special about that?
The Keepers are almost impossible to scan, and you can't capture them or get samples. They just self-destruct. After centuries here, we still don't know anything about them.
Blue cheese crusted
Don't you
chicken and
see?
ranch green beans.
We were the first to scan them, ever. You've seen it yourself, Commander. You know we can do it.
Why are you trying to kill your partner?
I'm not trying to kill him. Jaleed's job was to disseminate our initial findings. But he decided to keep the data for himself. Maybe to sell it. I don't know.
So you're just trying to get back what Jalid already stole?
We lost our heads. We just couldn't let an opportunity like this pass us by. Commander, if you'll just continue gathering data for me, imagine what we might learn. And you'll stand to make a bit of a profit yourself, remember?
I suppose a little scanning here and there won't hurt anyone.
Very good. Maybe if you wouldn't mind speaking with Jalid. The data you're gathering for me is useless if Jalid won't help me analyze it.
I'll go have a chat with him right now.
Thank you. And happy scanning, Commander.
Cool. Is he back in CSEC then? Just gonna run around in circles. There's a rapid transit, wasn't there? Back there. Okay. Everything's fine. Just gonna hop around. Where I meant to come. Whoops. No, I meant, this over here? There's also buttery buffalo sauce on the chicken, crispy onions. Oh, God, I'm fucking hungry. That sounds very good. That sounds delicious.
Show me what you got.
Sounds good. Just let me set you up. Oh, this must be a mistake. System's telling me to offer you our select stock. Spectre? Well, I heard about that, but I didn't realize it was you. Sorry, Commander.
Just show me what you got.
It's fine.
I'll open the rare stocks for you, Commander. Enjoy.
That's so sweet. Soon, my love. Soon. Soon. Someday. I don't have that much money. Someday. Okay. Panko crusted fish with rice and tonkatsu sauce. God. Y'all, that sounds so good. I can afford this. Wait, can you not wear heavy, medium armor yet? Oh, son of a bitch. Ugh. And why did I buy it? Because I'm a fool. Just a foolish guy. Just a little guy who was foolish. That's me.
Hello again. Did you have any luck finding Shorben?
I found out you've been lying to me, Jalid.
Lying? Why would I lie to you?
You forgot to mention the data about the Keeper.
He told you?
Yeah.
I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I was afraid Shorben would kill me to get the data, so well, I was hoping you'd take care of him.
Shocker.
I'm scanning the Keepers for Shorben, but you two need to stop fighting.
You're helping us? But, well, if you say so. Well, if Shorben can forgive and forget, then so can I. I appreciate the help, Commander. I better go get that data analyzed.
I leveled up! Okay, what's next? Oh, I didn't talk to... I should have talked to that guy. It's fine. Is there... I actually haven't checked. What is photo mode? What? Hey, where you running, my man? Okay, that's enough. Is there a way for me to swap out my squad at this time? I don't think so. That's fine. Okay, really quick. It's just across the bridge there, so it'll be fine. Oh my god. My ears are sweating inside of here. It's kind of gross. Oh no. I think that quest is unfinished forever. I think that CSEC officer despawns if you don't turn around and talk to him immediately. So, well. Oh well. Sucks. Everyone but Liara. A side quest that grants probably 12 XP and that's it.
I still can't believe that could happen out in the open like that.
Neither could he. The CSEC agent said there has been an increase in violent crimes in this area.
Did he say why? It's those damn humans, if you ask me.
They're not all...
I do have Tali. I don't know if we're with me right now, but...
I don't like them. They all act like they've been living here forever. The Citadel is ours.
Never been a real fan of crowds.
Alright.
Yeah, you're probably right. Thanks, Doran. Sorry, I'm kind of busy right now. So, what can I do for you?
What were you discussing with the Volus?
Who, Doran? Oh, I was just asking him about my sister. See, she worked for Doran before she left to... Ugh, sorry. I don't want to bore you with my problems.
I'm interested to hear what you have to say.
Well, okay. My sister Jenna left here to go work at Cora's Den. The problem is, she's working as an informant for CSEC. You know, eavesdropping on the people there. If they find out what she's doing, they'll kill her.
Being an informant is a dangerous job.
That's what I've been telling her. I don't know. Sometimes I think she stays there just to spite me.
Do you know who her contact at CSEC is?
No. It's all very secret. Last time I asked an officer, he told me to stay out of it, for Jenna's safety.
Maybe I could help her understand just how dangerous Cora's Den is.
Would you? That'd be great. Just don't tell her I sent you. Well, I should get back to work before I get in trouble. Thanks.
I think with a list of things I have right now, we're gonna finish this Rita's sister thing. And then we're gonna go get Liara somehow. It'll be fine. I'm gonna do Rita's sister. Pretty cool sign. Yes, Caden.
I see why this place is so popular. It's got quite the, view.
Uh-huh.
CSEC always turned a blind eye to what went on in here. I think Fist was paying someone off.
Hi, I'll be with you in just a sec.
I'll wait right here.
Why do I get the feeling you're not here to order drinks?
I need to talk to you about your work with CSAC.
I don't know what you're talking about. Now, if you don't mind, I need to get back to my customers.
This isn't a game, Jenna. These people are dangerous.
Now you sound like my sister. Why is everyone so concerned about me? I can take care of myself. I need to go. I'm not a stripper. I don't get paid to stand around and look pretty.
Lovely girl.
I'm busy. The other waitresses can help you.
If you've got questions about Jenna, meet me at SIIIIDEQUESTS Academy.
What did you just say?
Push off. I never did nothing to you. Damn newcomers. Think they can run the place.
What was that about?
I guess we better go find out.
I love the dramatic sting. There we go. Okay. It's an important trick to use waypoint flags on the map to orient yourself in this weird place. Whoa. I'm moving further and further away from that guy. Right. In here. Sometimes when I'm on a planet and I'm driving, I will do that like every 15 seconds and just like...
Detective Chelik, come into my office. I want to discuss this in private.
Move the waypoint like 10 feet at a time.
No offense, Commander, but what the hell were you thinking?
I don't follow you.
You could have blown Jenna's cover.
We were just getting information, Chelik.
I gathered that. It might seem cold letting her take all the risk, but we're keeping a close eye on her.
But you're still using her.
This job isn't easy and it's usually unpleasant. I'll take help anywhere I can find it. But since you're so concerned with her safety, maybe there's a way we can help each other.
Always playing the angles, Detective?
It's part of the job. Now are you gonna help me or not?
Let me...
I'll help you, but I need some details.
I'm trying to track down an illegal arms producer. I just need some of their product.
Disappointing.
Thanks to Jenna's intel, I've learned there's a seller here on the Citadel. Meet our man,
I was fairly certain my charm was maxed there.
Bring them back here. That'll give me everything I need.
Why are you so concerned about these mods?
We have access to some of the most sophisticated weaponry there is. It's what gives us our edge. What do you suppose happens when we lose that edge? These give criminals an advantage we can't afford to let them keep.
I'll persuade Jax to tell me where these mods are coming from.
No. You tip Jax off, and all my leads will disappear faster than you can say bad bust.
Where can I find this Jax?
Jax is down in the lower level of the markets. I'll send word through our channels that you're the buyer. Good luck, Commander.
Damn. Too low. God. Irritating, right? God, I thought I was maxed, but I guess I went up again. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Just forgot where he was telling me to go. I want to use charm for everything. Boo. Oh, wrong way. Oh, look, a conveniently placed fire containment system.
Hold it. That's close enough, Army. You got my payment?
Do you have the mods?
Show her the goods.
Looks good.
Damn straight it is. These mods are the best on the market. Now hand over my credits.
I don't know. I could just... I'm looking it up. Because this is my playthrough and I can look up whatever the hell I want.
Here you go.
Here you go. Enjoy it. Come on, boys. We're done here.
Great work, everyone. Not a shot was fired. Because I looked it up. And doing that gets you a lot of renegade points. And we're not doing that.
Commander, I hear you have something for me.
Here's your shipment, Jellic.
Excellent. This is everything I need. Maybe more than I need. Here, Commander, take this. I won't need it. You've earned some payment for your work. As for Jenna, I'll make sure we get her out of Core's den immediately. Now I need to get these mods into evidence. Thanks again, Shepard.
Yay! I love money. Cool. Back to Flux we go. To complete this one. Seems unnecessary. You good?
Yeah, what is it?
Why were you tossed out of there?
Doran didn't have a clue what I was doing. He assumed I was cheating.
I know Doran. If he says you're cheating, you're cheating.
I was just tipping the scales in my favor, only as an experiment.
Still sounds like cheating to me.
To you, maybe. But this device is merely intended to simulate situations and record results. Recording losses is easy, of course. Nobody notices those.
Why do you need to record these outcomes?
Ah, now you're getting to the heart of it. I've spent the last 5 years developing a system that can accurately predict wins and losses on the Quasar. I just need a few more recorded wins and I can complete the algorithms.
Can you do that? Isn't that illegal?
It's illegal to use my system, but I won't use it. I'll sell it to others. I just need a few more wins recorded.
Does the device help me win?
The device is set to emit a frequency that will slightly increase your odds. Nothing like my system eventually will, but enough to allow you to record your wins more quickly.
Why don't you just sell the device then?
What? No. This device is archaic. It uses brute force to achieve its goal. Besides, you saw how easily it was detected. My system, when it's complete, will be far more efficient and completely undetectable.
Does the device help me win?
The device is set to emit nothing like my system eventually will, but enough to allow you to record your wins more quickly.
What's in this for me?
Keep your winnings. That should be payment enough, I think.
I'm checking the guide that I'm following a little here.
I'll help you out.
Here you go. Of course. Well, off you go. That data won't collect itself.
I don't know if I'll do it right now, but we'll see. Caden, what?
Drinks and dancing down below, gambling up above. Good place to blow off some steam.
Pretentious dancing.
Hey, Jenna came back looking for work. Thanks for getting her out of Cora's den.
I was glad to help out.
Yeah, everyone seems real happy to have her back.
They should be. Aren't you?
I'm glad she's out of the den. I'd just forgotten what it was like to have her around. I haven't had a decent tip since she got back. Commander, thanks again for all your help.
You almost never see any keepers in this club. I guess they don't care what happens here. That or the music keeps them away.
Okay. Okay. Alright. We've done all the little side missions that we need to do for now. Isn't this Ambassador Udina's office? Right? Yeah, because they're here. So where the hell is Udina? Did he say he's gonna be in the embassies, or...? I simply was not paying attention to where he said he was going to be, because a lot of the times when Ambassador Udina speaks, all I hear is etc. and so on and so forth. Okay. I have to go pick up some more missions, I think. BRB. Udina is the fucking worst. He is simply... Listen, I understand he's got a job to do and it's very difficult, but also... Shut the fuck up.
I hope he's okay. I'm on a break. Talk to someone else if you need anything. I've got a lot on my mind.
Maybe I can help.
Well, maybe you can. You're a soldier, right? You ever head out to the Traverse?
The Traverse is a rough place. We're out there quite a bit.
My brother's the captain of a ship called the Majesty. It was crossing the Traverse a few days ago when it disappeared. Just dropped right off the grid. And that usually means one of two things. They had massive mechanical failure, or they were attacked.
Any idea why someone would attack them?
Privateers, slavers, mercs looking for an easy score.
That one.
There's a lot of nasty sorts out in the Traverse. I won't give up on my brother. Not yet. I've got the coordinates for the last transmission from his vessel.
What kind of ship was it?
Don't let the name fool you. The Majesty's just a small trading vessel, only a handful of crew. But he kept it in good condition. I don't think mechanical failure is too likely. But they don't have any real weapons or shields. If anyone did come after them, the Majesty'd be a sitting duck.
Isn't anyone else looking into this?
My brother's just a small independent trader. Ships like his disappear in the Traverse all the time.
What's in this for me?
I can't afford to pay you anything. If I had that kind of cash, I'd have hired a recovery team to track him down already. Maybe you could look into this as a personal favor, you know? We humans have to stick together.
If your brother is still alive, I'll find him. Give me the coordinates.
I'll forward them to your ship right away. Please let me know as soon as you find them.
But don't worry about it. I'm just picking up quests so I have them available. And I went in a circle. I got my ass turned around, didn't realize where I was going.
I'm waiting to speak with one of the Councilor's assistants.
There we go.
Congratulations on becoming the first human Spectre, Commander. I'm certain you'll be up to the challenge.
I appreciate that.
My name is Admiral Kahoku. It's about time the Alliance got one of our own in with the Spectres. We need people like you to deal with our problems.
Something wrong, Admiral?
I'm getting stonewalled by bureaucratic assholes. Nothing new. Maybe you can help me, Shepard. One of my recon teams was investigating some strange activity out in the Traverse. We lost contact yesterday. Now I can't get clearance to check it out. Suddenly it's a restricted area. But that doesn't apply to you, Shepard. Spectres can go anywhere they want. You could find out why my team dropped out of contact.
I'll find them, Admiral.
I appreciate that, Commander. I was running out of options. I'm gonna stay here and see if I can find anything out through official channels. Won't hold my breath, though. I'll upload the info on where my team was last seen to your ship. Maybe you can get some answers.
Alright, great. Now we're going to leave again. Oh, where was the fast travel? Yeah, it is. Pretty bad. But I think these trees are pretty. Oh, I thought the elevator was already here.
Your biotics are impressive, Lieutenant. I'm surprised that humans stop using the L2 configuration with results like yours.
My edicts can be pretty bad, and I'm one of the lucky L2 implants. The L3s are safer.
I'm pretty sure
Humanity
that's one of the
will be
ones
judged
where
by the sacrifices its people are willing to
there's
make,
a lot
Lieutenant.
of like
the Turians would have kept the
like
L2
they didn't get the right information and they got fucking sacrificed. Don't remember it exactly, but I'm pretty sure that's one of the ones where it was just like, we don't need these guys. They're expendable. I fucking hate missions where it's just like, you know, everyone is expendable. Don't worry about it. Sorry, I was reading the wiki page. Apparently, if you don't recruit Rex or Garrus during the past few missions, when you leave this time, the tower, they will just be like at the elevator, like, which I think is pretty funny.
In light of the recent attack on Eden Prime, many colonial investors are pulling their support for future projects. Proponents of expanded human colonization insist that Eden Prime was an isolated case. Nevertheless, colonist enrollment has dropped sharply. Many colonial proposals are on hold until backers have some reassurance that human colonies will be adequately protected.
One sec, guys. I will be right back. Yeah, Caden, what did you have to say?
You can see half the Citadel from up here.
Yeah, right?
When you look out and see something this beautiful, well, it really helps you understand what we're fighting to save.
That's a pretty great look.
I've got big news for you, Shepard. Captain Anderson is stepping down as commanding officer of the Normandy. The ship is yours now.
She's quick and quiet, and you know the crew. Perfect ship for a Spectre. Treat her well, Commander.
I'll take good care of her, sir.
I know you will, Commander.
I want the truth. Why are you stepping down, sir?
You needed your own ship. A Spectre can't answer to anyone but the Council. And it's time for me to step down.
Come clean with me, Captain. You owe me that much.
I was in your shoes 20 years ago, Shepard. They were considering me for the Spectres.
Why didn't you ever mention this?
What was I supposed to say? I could have been a Spectre, but I blew it? I failed, Commander. It's not something I'm proud of. Ask me later and I'll tell you the whole story. For now, all you need to know is, I was sent on a mission with Saren, and he made sure the Council rejected me. I had my shot. It came and went. Now you have a chance to make up for my mistakes.
I won't let you down, sir.
Saren's gone. Don't even try to find him. But we know what he's after. The conduit. He's got us Geth scouring the Traverse looking for clues.
We had reports of Geth in the Pharos system shortly before our colony there dropped out of contact, and there have been sightings around Noveria.
Find out what Saren was after on Pharos and Noveria. Maybe you can figure out where the conduit is before he does.
The Reapers are the real threat.
I'm with the Council on this one, Shepard. I'm not sure they even exist.
But if they do exist, the conduit's the key to bringing them back. Stop Saren from getting the conduit, and we stop the Reapers from returning.
I'll stop him.
We have one more lead. Matriarch Benezia, the other voice in that recording. She has a daughter, a scientist who specializes in the Protheans. We don't know if she's involved, but it might be a good idea to try and find her. See what she knows. Her name's Liara, Dr. Liara Tassoni. We have reports she was exploring an archaeological dig on one of the uncharted worlds in the Artemis Tau cluster.
Sounds like we should head for the Artemis Tau cluster.
It's your decision, Commander. You're a Spectre now. You don't answer to us.
But your actions still reflect on humanity as a whole.
You make a mess and I get stuck cleaning it up.
I'll try not to make things any harder on you, Ambassador.
Glad to hear it, Commander. Remember, you were a human long before you were a Spectre.
I have a
He's
meeting
a
to
big
get to.
donor.
Captain Anderson can answer any questions you might have.
Yeah, that's literally his job. You've just described your job to me.
Yes, Commander?
How are you holding up?
Honestly, this isn't how I pictured my career coming to an end. Pushing papers really isn't my thing. But you're
Yeah,
the one who
Udina,
can
you
stop
can
it.
fucking cope.
I believe in
If
you,
you
Shepard.
wanted to be an ambassador.
If that means
really
I have
bad,
to step aside,
so
be it.
be an ambassador.
What do you know about the Artemis Tau cluster?
Not much. I've never been there myself. A handful of systems with a few small, uncharted worlds, but no real colonies. Might not be easy finding Dr. Tassoni out there. My advice is to look for the world with the Prothean ruins.
What can you tell me about Novaria?
Novaria's trouble. Always has been. The whole planet's basically a center for corporations to conduct
The ice
illegal
planet,
research.
that's right.
Watch your back there, Shepard. Spectres are about the only form of Citadel authority Novaria respects. But they aren't popular.
Any extra intel you can give me on our colony at Pharos?
The entire planet used to be one giant Prothean city. Mostly ruins now. But some of the infrastructure is still intact. The colony tried to build on what the Protheans left behind. We lost all contact with them when the Geth attacked.
I want to know the truth about you and Saren. I want to know about the mission you were on together all those years ago.
We had intel on a rogue scientist being funded by Batarian interests. He was trying to set up a facility to develop illegal AI technology out in the Verge. Alliance intel had done all the work, but the Council wanted a Spectre involved. We compromised. I was assigned to help Saren in his investigation. We tracked the scientist to a refining facility on Kamala. He was hidden away somewhere inside, protected by an army of Batarian mercenaries. The plan was simple. Sneak into the plant, capture the scientist, sneak back out. Quick, quiet, and a minimum of bloodshed.
I'm guessing things didn't go as planned?
Saren and I split up to cover more ground. Then about halfway through the mission, there was a massive explosion in the refinery core. Officially, it was ruled an accident, but I think Saren detonated it on purpose to draw off the enemy guards.
How many casualties?
The explosion tore the refinery to shreds. The whole place was on fire. Black chemical clouds poured out into the atmosphere.
Unnecessary! Saren, unnecessary!
There was a camp for the workers and their families nearby. Between the fires and the toxic fumes, the final death count was over 500. Mostly civilians.
Unnecessary.
The target was eliminated. Mission accomplished. And
Then why didn't you just nuke the planet?
That ended
If
all
that
talk
was
of me
fine.
joining the Spectres.
God.
Saren caused the explosion. How do you pin it on you?
In his report, Saren accused me of blowing his cover. He said it was my fault the guards were ready for us. He claimed that's why it turned into a massacre. Saren's report was all the proof the Council needed to kill my chances of becoming a Spectre.
Don't blame yourself, Captain.
I don't. I blame Saren. I think he wanted things to go bad. He was looking for an excuse to blow that refinery. Maybe he just likes the violence. Maybe he was just trying to make me look bad to keep humans out of the Spectres. If so, he pulled it off.
Why'd you let him get away with it?
Who do you think the Council was going to listen to? Me? Or their best agent? I had a bad feeling about him right from the start. I should have been more careful. Maybe I could have stopped things before they got out of hand.
The only thing I care about is stopping Saren.
You're right, Commander. It's no good living in the past.
I should go.
I'll be here if you need anything.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress.
I heard what happened to Captain Anderson. Survives 100 battles and then gets taken down by backroom politics. Just watch your back, Commander. Things go bad on this mission, you're next on their chopping block.
Saren's out there somewhere, and we're gonna find him.
Everyone on this ship's behind you, Commander. 100%. Intercom's open. If you got anything you want to say to the crew, now's the time.
This is Commander Shepard speaking.
We have our orders. Find Saren before he finds the conduit. I won't lie to you, crew. This mission isn't going to be easy.
This began with an attack on a human settlement in the Traverse.
But we know Saren won't stop there. His Geth armies aren't going to stay on the far fringes of Citadel space.
Our enemy knows we're coming.
Wherever he searches for the conduit, we'll be there. We will hunt him to the very ends of the galaxy and bring him down.
Humanity needs to do this.
Not just for our own sake, but for the sake of every other species in Citadel space. Saren must be stopped, and I promise you all, we will stop him.
Well said, Commander. Captain will be proud.
Dude, there's an option he doesn't matter anymore. Jesus.
The captain gave up everything so I could have this chance. We can't fail.
I can't do a
Yes,
renegade
ma'am.
run because it's so scary.
Commander, something you need?
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I can see where this is going. You did a background check on me, didn't you? Well, I'll tell you the same thing I told the captain. You want me as your pilot. I'm not good. I'm not even great. I am the best damn helmsman in the Alliance fleet.
Okay.
Top of my class in flight school, I earned that. All those commendations in my file, I earned every single one. Those weren't given to me as charity for my disease.
I'm sorry, Joker. I didn't even know you were sick.
You mean you didn't know? Oh, crap.
The pretty cute chip on
I've
your
got
shoulder.
Froelich syndrome, brittle bone disease. The bones in my legs never develop properly. They're basically hollow, too much force and they'll shatter. Even with crutches and my leg braces, it's hard to get around. One wrong step and crack! It's very dramatic. But I've learned to manage my condition, Commander.
I believe
Put the
you.
Normandy in my hands and I'll make her dance for you. Just don't ask me to get up and dance unless, you like the sound of snapping shin bones.
Why does everyone call you Joker?
It's a lot shorter than saying Alliance Flight Lieutenant Jeff Moreau. Plus, I love to make little children laugh.
I was just thinking how much you remind me of Santa Claus.
Look, I didn't pick the name. One of the instructors in flight school used to bug me about never smiling. She started calling me Joker, and it stuck.
Why didn't you ever smile?
Hey, I worked my ass off in flight school, Commander. The world's not gonna hand you anything if you go around grinning like an idiot. By the end of the year, I was the best pilot in the academy, even better than the instructors, and everybody knew it. They'd all got their asses kicked by the sickly kid with the creaky little legs. One guess who was smiling at graduation?
I need to know more about this Froelich syndrome if I'm putting my ship in your hands.
Yeah, of course you do. It's an extremely rare condition. Nobody knows exactly what causes it. Genetic, maybe. It's treatable, but there's no cure. They classify my case as moderate to severe. I was born with over a dozen fractures, hip, thighs, ankles. My bones were already breaking in the womb. 100 years ago, I wouldn't have survived past my first year. Lucky for me, modern medical science has turned me into a productive member of society.
With glass bones and paper skin.
I'm not trying to make you uncomfortable. Let's talk about something else.
Whatever you want, Commander.
How'd you end up joining the Alliance?
Look, if you're looking for an inspirational tale of the crippled kid overcoming
Dude,
impossible odds, you're gonna be disappointed.
You need to chill.
My mother was a civilian contractor working for
This
the Alliance.
man-
I basically grew up on the Arcturus station back when they were building up the fleets. Spend all that time around Alliance ships, there's a good chance you'll end up going to the Academy.
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet, if you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her. Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
Thank you.
I have to go.
All right, see you.
I literally just want to know what's going on, how's it going, and he is like, oh, you come to stare at the cripple? And I'm like, no, dude, I just wanted to get to know you. He is such...
If anyone has to take over for Captain Anderson, I'm glad it's you. I'm not sure about having non-humans on our ship, though.
We're all on the same team here, Presley.
Don't be racist,
With all
Presley.
due respect, ma'am, that's what they said about Nihilus. Look how that turned out.
Speak freely, Presley. I want to know if you have a problem with non-humans.
It's not that, Commander. Humanity has always handled its own problems. Saren attacked one of our colonies. We should be the ones to stop it. We don't need their help.
Some people think asking for help is a sign of weakness. That's just being stupid and stubborn. No matter how strong you are, allies can make you stronger.
I guess so. Maybe I'm just stuck in the old ways of thinking. But don't worry, Commander, this won't be a problem.
How did you end up assigned to the Normandy?
I signed up with the Alliance as a navigator right out of school, following in my grandfather's footsteps, I guess. My first posting was on the Agincourt. We were one of the first reinforcements to arrive at Elysium after the Blitz hit. And those raiders were no match for an Alliance frigate. Of course, the only reason the colony was still standing was because of you, Commander. I can't believe you held out as long as you did.
How'd you end up on the Normandy?
I got my officer's commission after Elysium. Must have made an impression on the right people. Captain asked for me when he was picking his crew.
Carry on, Presley.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm just checking for things to give me XP, you know. Also, it's almost 9. So I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make the rounds talking to everyone. And then I will end the stream. And we will pick up getting Liara at the beginning of next stream. It'll be great. Hey there, Caden.
Anything you need, Commander?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander. We'll have time for personal debriefings later.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I don't see how we could have done things any better. At least not without getting to Eden Prime sooner. And we were on the scene faster than any other Alliance ship could have been.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
He doesn't want to chat. That's fine. Who's in here? Personnel manual. Yay, I love XP. Am I reading everything? No. I may read everything off screen, but maybe not. Soon. Next game, it'll be the calibrations there. Doctor! Lovely to see you.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
How well do you know the Lieutenant?
I'd never worked with him before this mission. But he has an impressive... tends to keep to himself, though. Maybe because of the headaches. It's not easy being an LT.
Oh, I already had this conversation.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
If you want to see that conversation, you'll have to head over to my YouTube and watch the previous stream. In the meantime, let's go downstairs and talk to 3 of my best friends. And Ashley. We'll talk to 3 of my best friends. And Ashley. Also this guy.
Looking for supplies?
Let's see what you got.
You bet, Commander.
I got him some new... Oh my god, give me these. Give them to me. I don't think I need anything right now, actually. Garrus! How's it going?
Thanks for bringing me on board, Commander. I knew working with the Spectre would be better than life at CSEC.
Have you worked with the Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
For the most part, the rules are there for a reason.
Regulations are written in blood, Garrus.
But sometimes it feels like the rules are only there to stop me from doing my work. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it.
It actually matters
But
a lot.
CSEC wants it done
I
their
actually,
way.
I do.
Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC. Either way, I plan to make the most of this.
And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
If getting the job done means endangering innocent people, then no. We get the job done right, not fast. Got it?
I wasn't trying to. I understand, Commander.
I do love you, though. We're besties.
Commander, good to see you.
Hey, Garrus. What a good bird. Other bestie, what's up?
Nice ship you got, Shepard.
Thanks.
What can I do for you?
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story.
Thanks.
Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
You Krogans live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
I heard about that. You know, they almost did the same to us.
It's not the same.
It seems pretty much the same to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
I was just making conversation. I wasn't trying to upset you.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far.
Fucked up.
Every Krogan is infected. Every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fight.
You can cure the genophage, and I will be doing
who
that.
You are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Commander?
Ashley?
What's your opinion of the
Kinda wish you got there sooner, Commander. No offense, I appreciate the rescue. I just wish...
You wish we'd been able to save the rest of your unit.
Yes, ma'am. If I had been more alert, we wouldn't have been cut down by an ambush.
You were as alert as you could have been. There's no point to this.
The Geth are perfect ambushers. They don't move, they don't make noise, they don't even breathe.
They have flashlight heads, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
I'm sorry, Commander. I need to get my duty squared away. I wouldn't mind talking more later, though.
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am.
Now for the most important part that we're all waiting for. that we're all very excited about. Tali! Tali! Tali!
Your ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small.
My friend, my bestie,
I'm starting
she's
to
so
understand
sweet.
why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
The Normandy's a prototype, cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
I want to hug her all the time.
The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource.
She's so precious. She is.
We don't
She's a
have
darling.
anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla, grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
Tell me about your people.
Tell me
Our
about
lives
your people,
aren't easy.
Tali.
Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point.
Yeah.
Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births, though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
That's your government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials?
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts.
That's a pretty great system.
It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins, what they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
How come the Council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. A million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
So the Geth share brain power?
Many of the Geth's logic systems were designed to work in concert with other nearby Geth. Basically, the more of them you have in the group, the smarter they are.
So there's some sort of group consciousness?
No, nothing like that. They cannot share sensory data or information. Their programming cannot handle that much simultaneous input. Each Geth maintains an individual awareness and identity. The neural network only operates on a process-based level. It's basically the synthetic equivalent of a subconscious. But when they're in close proximity, they can coordinate low-level functional processes, freeing up more capacity for original or independent thought.
That doesn't make any sense.
I'm probably oversimplifying. The Geth are incredibly advanced and complex creations. All you need to know is that they get smarter when they gather in large numbers. As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
I don't see what's so bad about those questions.
The Geth were created to engage in mundane, repetitive, or dangerous manual labor. That's fine for machines, but it won't satisfy a sentient being for long. The Geth were showing signs of rudimentary self-awareness and independent thought. If the Geth were intelligent, then we were essentially using them as slaves. It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
Hey, you can't blame them for fighting for their survival.
We had no other choice. The Geth were already on the verge of revolution. By acting quickly, we had a chance to end the war before it began.
Yeah, how'd it go?
The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the veil. Now we drift through space, exile searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
It's hard to feel sorry for you. Your ancestors tried to wipe out another species.
We made a mistake when we created the Geth in the first place. But we did not make a mistake when we went to war against them. If we had not acted, they would have wiped us out. They're a synthetic life form. They have no use for organics. None. Why do you think they cut themselves off from the rest of the galaxy? Why do you think they've killed every organic being who's ever tried to contact them?
Because you taught them to fear them. Not you personally, Tali. I'm not blaming you personally, darling. But, just saying. Yeah, you could have just let the Geth be free, but they wanted to keep them as slaves. So it's...
They didn't kill Saren.
What does that tell you? The Geth are not innocent victims in all this. They're the enemy. They want to destroy us. Not just the Quarians. All organic life. That's why they've joined up with Saren. And that's why we have to stop him.
Let's change the subject real quick.
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet. But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when a gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
I think I made this joke many, many years ago on my Tumblr, but can you imagine that a Quarian going on their pilgrimage and what they bring back is like dubstep. And so they're just like, they're presenting it to the captain and they start playing the song. And the captain's like, okay. And the Quarian is like, alright, no. Wait for the drop. Immediate acceptance. Quarians would love that shit. Quarians would love dubstep. It's true.
I can't believe they just send you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla, and given gifts to help us on our journey. We also receive implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most. By the time we leave the fleet, we are well equipped for the pilgrimage. This is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer. Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet's captains.
I can't believe they just send you off.
Sorry.
It's not like they just... We all... Virtually
I didn't mean to click that again.
Every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant...
I want to talk about something
Like
else.
what?
I've done all of it.
I should go.
See you later.
I leveled up. There we go. Hey, Adams.
Hey, Commander, you know that Quarian, Tally? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology.
See you later.
I can see why you wanted her to come along.
Fill me in on the IES stealth system. How does it work exactly?
You can't hide a ship out
It's
in
9:20.
space. Emit too much heat
Pull
and
over.
radiation.
That's
Too
fine.
easy for sensors to pick them up, unless you find a way to capture those emissions. So our stealth systems trap the energy we give off in storage sinks built into the ship itself. No emissions to give away our location. Eventually the sinks have to be vented. More than a few hours silent running and they overheat. Cook us inside our own hull.
There's no way for anyone to detect us?
A visual scan can still pick us up. Anyone looking out a window can see us plain as day. But you have to be pretty close to get an actual visual out in space. Most vessels rely on scanners. As long as the stealth systems are engaged, they can't see us. Not unless we accelerate to FTL speeds.
Why doesn't it work with faster-than-light travel?
Cranking up to FTL blue shifts our emissions, pushes them into frequencies too high to capture in the sinks. As soon as we make the jump, it's like setting off a flare. Sensors can pick up our location whenever we enter or exit FTL flight, but for short-range missions, our stealth systems are amazing, and we've got the only one.
I want to know more about the Normandy.
She's the best ship I've ever served on, probably the fastest vessel ever designed. She's the only one using the new Tantalus drive core.
What's so special about the Tantalus drive core?
Proportionally, it's about twice the size of any other vessel. Not only are we faster, we can run at FTL speeds longer before we have to discharge the core.
Where else have you served, Adams?
If you name a class of Alliance ship, I've probably served on it. Everything from dreadnoughts and carriers right down to frigates like the Normandy. My last assignment was on the Tokyo, only a cruiser, but she was a good ship.
Couldn't hold a candle to the Normandy, though.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
I was paying attention to that whole conversation and not just looking at my phone, I promise. Yeah. They just say some science stuff, and I understand it.
Something I can do for you, Commander.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
It's fine. I'm sure what they said was important, and someone understands it, but it's not me. I think the stealth system, here's how I understand the stealth system of the Normandy, is that using the engine usually is like chucking breadcrumbs everywhere. Is like you eating a loaf of bread and just chucking, and like breadcrumbs are dropping, right? But this system is eating that bread, but then like just stuffing your pockets full of breadcrumbs, just like stuffing them in there as fast as you can, and eventually your pockets will get completely full. But in the meantime, no breadcrumbs, because you've stuffed your pockets full of them. And that's how the stealth system on the Normandy works. Very smart. Yeah! Thank you, it is a good explanation. Alright, okay. And I'm going to stop there. Gonna go ahead and save. Is there not like an autosave function? Autosave on, I guess. Whatever. Anyway. Great job, everyone. We did a lot of stuff here with Mass Effect. And it is now time to say goodnight. And I will see you guys next week. And we will go get my girlfriend, Liara. And we'll just have a grand time. It'll be a great time. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. This Monday I should also be getting back to Portal 2. So, great work. Good night. Bye.